Well, and there's the inspiration. So the idea is this that I was just rolling through. The democratization of information, and what has happened. That it just suddenly hit me because I was thinking about what parties have adapted to what after seeing a really cool channel that looks over diagrams for throughout time. So people drawing out diagrams, and one was the changes in political parties in the United States, and it was a really cool set of diagrams of how they morphed from party to party to party to party to party to party. It was really neat. The thing is this, I started to think about just now, that I noticed a while back, that it really started with the quote-unquote the alt-right and Return of Kings is what showed me, no, the right wing has this open area of what it can think. So it had room to run in the world of ideas. And they did. The democratization of information as well. People having access to all kinds of papers, scholarly papers, old articles. There, books were now, being delivered to you. You could look all over the world for titles that were rare. Publishing costs, physical publishing costs were dropping through the floor, over that period of time in the, to about 2000 teens, you could say. And so I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, what happened was the right was extremely adaptive. And like I called it, everybody separated into their groups of their kind of specific sort of right-wing thinking. But what I was like, they would all though agree on they would all be appendant degree lodges, while they would all agree to the fundamental principles of the Blue Lodge in a sense. They would all agree to, we can agree on this for what now is at this point MAGA, or the general turn to the right, like we could, these groups can agree on these things, but they all have their lingo, sort of their rights, their way that they do things, how they appear to one another, everything. And even where they collect online, typically, sometimes even geographically. So the left is not as adaptive. The democratization of information has led to, and the left and the more things have gone progressive, the more they actually now do everything they can to suppress information that they simply don't like. They can't contest it. They don't like what it implies, or they just don't like the data, something about the data itself. Say like average IQ of various populations, things like that. So they have to suppress this information. They have to go through the various processes of trying to say, oh, it's not the real deal. So, the 4 stages of coming to an understanding that they're beaten. Yeah, it's true, but if it's true, is it really that important? Because emotional intelligence is just as important. And I mean, people who are stupid are very emotional. And so the democratization of information, the right has adapted extremely well to it. The left's inability to adapt to it, what's the best part about this is the left really, it grinds them, that they get whooped so much by sheer ability to know information. It grinds them. You could see it they want to be the know-it-all. They're such know-it-all theater kid types that it just infuriates them that they keep getting whooped by the right, and that, you know, that people who pay mortgages, people who actually have a stake in real life, can actually figure out, no, the right's arguments add up. These other guys obviously don't know how to do arithmetic very well. You know, they don't know how to logic very well. So, yeah, I was just thinking about that because it's been floating around in the back of my mind for a minute. All right, later.